They laugh with you, stand beside you, and act like they have your best interests at heart. But beneath the surface, they manipulate, deceive, and drain you of your happiness. Evil doesn't always come in the form of an enemy. Sometimes it's disguised as the very people you hold dear. And if you don't recognize the warning signs, you'll suffer without even understanding why. In this video, I'll expose the undeniable signs that someone close to you is secretly working against you. Make sure to watch until the end. And if you find this information valuable, don't forget to like and subscribe. They take pleasure in your pain. A real friend feels your joy as if it were their own and shares your burdens without hesitation. But a toxic person? They're different on the surface. They may appear supportive, but deep down, they revel in your struggles. Ever notice someone who seems unusually interested when things go wrong for you? Maybe you lost a job, faced rejection, or had your heart broken. Instead of offering real comfort, they give you empty words like, "That's just life," or "It happens to everyone." But listen carefully. Their voice lacks true empathy. If you pay attention, you might even catch a smirk or a spark of amusement in their eyes. These people won't openly admit they enjoy your suffering, but their behavior betrays them. They turn your pain into a joke, gossip about your failures, or subtly mock your misfortunes. Sometimes they won't even hide it. They'll say things like, "I knew this would happen," or "You should have listened to me." That's not advice. That's a way to keep you beneath them. Here's the harsh truth. Your struggles make them feel superior. Your failures give them a twisted sense of victory. They don't just witness your pain. They feed off it. So how do you spot them? Watch how people react when you're at your lowest. Do they genuinely comfort you, or do they seem oddly energized by your struggles? Someone who truly cares will never take joy in your suffering. If you sense that someone around you does, walk away, because the longer they stay in your life, the more misery they'll bring. They manipulate and gaslight you. Toxic individuals don't just lie. They distort your perception of reality. They make you question your own thoughts, memories, and even your emotions. One moment, they're warm and supportive, showering you with compliments and kindness. The next, they're distant, irritated, or acting like you've done something wrong, even though you have no idea what. You start wondering, did I mess up? But when you confront them, they flip the script so convincingly that you begin doubting yourself. You're imagining things that you're overreacting. You're too sensitive. At first, you defend yourself, but they know exactly how to push your buttons, making you feel guilty for even questioning them. Before you know it, you're the one apologizing, even though they're the one causing the damage. This is gaslighting. It's a psychological attack designed to break your confidence. The more happens, the more you start doubting your own reality, until you no longer trust your own mind. Have you ever been certain about something, only for them to insist it never happened? I never said that. You must be confused. The more they do this, the more lost you feel. And that's exactly what they want. Once they make you doubt yourself, they control the narrative. They rewrite the past, distort the present, and manipulate the future, all while keeping you under their influence. By the time you realize what's happening, you may already feel trapped. If someone in your life makes you constantly second-guess your own experiences, take a step back. This isn't love. This isn't friendship. This is control. The only way to break free is to recognize the pattern and reclaim your sense of reality before they completely destroy it. They compete instead of support. A real friend or family member takes pride in your accomplishments as if they were their own. They encourage you, uplift you, and stand by your side when you achieve something great. But a toxic person? They don't celebrate your success. They see it as a threat. Ever notice someone who only seems interested in what you're doing so they can outshine you? You land a new job, and instead of congratulating you, they immediately brag about their own career. That's nice, but I actually got an even bigger promotion last year. You fall in love, and instead of being happy for you, they plant seeds of doubt. Are you sure about them? I heard some things. At first, their words seem innocent, but over time, you realize the truth. They don't want you to succeed. They want you to question yourself, to feel unworthy of your achievements. And the worst part? They disguise their jealousy as concern. Real support has no competition. True friends and family members want to see you win, without needing to win over you. If someone always turns your achievements into a comparison or subtly undermines your success, they're not in your corner. Final thoughts. Toxic people don't always show their true colors immediately. Sometimes, they hide behind a mask of kindness, waiting for the right moment to pull you down. But once you recognize their patterns, you gain the power to protect yourself. Pay attention to how people react in your hardest moments, how they handle your success, and whether they make you doubt yourself. The right people will never drain you. They will only help you grow. If this video opened your eyes, make sure to like and subscribe for more insights on protecting your peace. Now, let's take back our energy and move forward, free from those who wish to hold us back. They disguise their intentions behind concern. You'll hear things like, "I just don't want you to get hurt," or "I'm saying this because I care." But the reality? They don't want you to rise above them. Your success highlights their shortcomings, and the higher you climb, the smaller they feel. They see your growth as a threat, a constant reminder of their own insecurities. The most dangerous competition isn't the one you see. It's the one happening in the shadows. Toxic individuals won't openly root for your downfall. Instead, they plant seeds of doubt, making offhand remarks that eat away at your confidence. They'll subtly work against you, sabotaging you in ways you won't notice until it's too late to TO them. Your happiness is their loss. So how do you spot these people? Watch their reactions to your achievements. Do they celebrate with you, or do they suddenly try to one-up you? Do they uplift you, or do they make you second-guess yourself? A true friend cheers when you win. A jealous enemy competes. And the most dangerous person? The one who does both, smiling in your face while secretly hoping you fall. They never take responsibility. No matter what happens, they are never at fault. If something goes wrong, someone else must be to blame. They twist every situation to make themselves look like the victim, even when they're the cause of the problem. And if you stay around them long enough, you'll eventually become their next scapegoat. These individuals have mastered the art of manipulation. They deceive, they harm, and when confronted, they flip the narrative. Suddenly, they're the ones who were wronged. They were misunderstood. They were the ones suffering. Ever tried to call someone out on their toxic behavior, only to end up apologizing instead? That wasn't an accident. It was a tactic. They distort reality so convincingly that you start to question yourself. Maybe they hurt you, but when you bring it up, they say things like, "After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me?" Or they'll dig up something from the past to make you feel guilty. They don't argue to find solutions. They argue to win, to shift blame until you're the one feeling like the villain. And the worst part? They use this facade to manipulate others, gaining sympathy while painting themselves as martyrs. They exaggerate their struggles, ensuring people always see them as the innocent party. If you know someone who constantly plays a victim while hurting others, walk away. Because one day, they won't just act like the victim in front of others. They'll rewrite history to make you the bad guy. They'll twist your words, turn people against you, and by the time you realize what's happening, you'll be left questioning everything. A person who refuses to own up to their actions is a person who will destroy you and feel no remorse for it. They isolate you. One of the most dangerous traits of a manipulator is their need for control. But they don't take control all at once. That would be too obvious. Instead, they chip away at your connections slowly, methodically. It starts with small, seemingly innocent comments. "I don't think your friends really care about you. Your family doesn't understand you like I do. I overheard them talking about you behind your back." These remarks seem minor at first, but over time, they add up. They make you question the people who truly have your best interests at heart. They create doubts where there were none. Then they escalate. They stir up unnecessary drama. They misinterpret words and twist situations, making you believe your loved ones are against you. If a friend gives you advice, they'll say, "Why do they always judge you?" They're just jealous. If your family expresses concern, they'll say, "They don't want you to be happy. They're trying to turn you against me." And before you know it, you start withdrawing. You share less with your friends to avoid conflict. You pull away from your family to escape negativity. Little by little, your world shrinks until it consists of only them. And that was their goal all along. Because once you have no one else, they own you. They control your thoughts, your emotions, your entire reality. With no one left to challenge their influence, they become the only voice you hear. And by the time you realize what happened, it's almost too late. Sometimes people in your life don't just make mistakes. They make sure that if you ever think about leaving, you feel like you have nowhere else to go. That's the real trap. Here's the unsettling truth. Toxic individuals isolate you because they know that once you're on your own, you're easier to influence. Without outside opinions, a support system, or even reminders of who you were before they entered your life, you become more vulnerable. If you ever notice someone trying to create distance between you and your loved ones, take it seriously. That's not love. That's not protection. That's control. And the longer you let them shape your reality, the harder it becomes to break free. Have you ever spent time with someone and left feeling completely drained? Not just a little tired, but emotionally and mentally wiped out. Like they've drained the life from you? Your thoughts feel clouded, your body feels weighed down, and emotionally, you feel like you're barely holding together. If this keeps happening around a certain person, it's not random. It's a red flag. Some people don't just take your energy, they thrive on it. They flood your life with negativity, constant complaints, and subtle manipulation, unloading all their burdens onto you while giving nothing back. Conversations with them aren't mutual. They turn into endless venting sessions where you're expected to absorb their misery. But it's not just about listening to their problems. It's about how they make you feel. They disguise insults as jokes, undermine your accomplishments, and make you question yourself in ways you don't even notice at first. They might say things like, "I'm just being honest," or "I'm only saying this for your own good." But somehow, after every interaction, you feel a little less confident, a little less sure of yourself. Over time, you start dreading seeing them. Your heart sinks when their name appears on your phone, and you feel a wave of relief when they leave. That's not a normal dynamic. A healthy relationship should make you feel supported, not empty. The reality is, they want you exhausted, because when you're mentally and emotionally drained, you're easier to manipulate. If someone consistently leaves you feeling depleted, recognize it for what it is. That's not love. That's a warning. There comes a moment when you realize someone close to you never truly cared. It hits you when you're struggling, hoping for support, only to be met with indifference, or worse, a performance of fake concern that feels rehearsed. They know the right words to say. "That must be so hard for you." Or, "I'm always here if you need to talk." But look closer. Do their actions ever match their words? Do they actually show up for you? Or do they vanish the moment you truly need them? A person without empathy won't really listen to you. They might pretend to care, but somehow every conversation circles back to them. If you're struggling, they'll find a way to make it about their own suffering. If you're grieving, they'll act as if your emotions are an inconvenience. If you're hurting, they'll tell you you're overreacting. But the scariest part? When their mask slips, even for a moment, you'll see it, the complete lack of real feeling. Maybe they laugh at your pain, dismiss it outright, or even twist it against you, making you feel guilty for having emotions at all. And that's when you realize this person never had any real compassion to begin with. A lack of empathy isn't just an unpleasant trait. It's a dangerous one. Someone who feels nothing for others can manipulate, deceive, and betray without hesitation. To them, your pain is insignificant. And if someone in your life constantly downplays your struggles, invalidates your emotions, or only pretends to care when it benefits them, don't waste your energy trying to change them. They won't. The longer you stay, the more you'll start to believe that love is supposed to feel cold, that friendship is supposed to be one-sided, and that your emotions aren't worth acknowledging. But real love is warm. True friendship is safe. And once you've been around someone who lacks empathy, you'll never take genuine kindness for granted again. Recognizing the signs and protecting yourself. Evil doesn't always show itself in obvious ways. It doesn't always look like a villain in a movie. It can come in the form of a friend, a relative, or even a romantic partner. The key is recognizing it. If you see these patterns in someone, don't ignore them. Protect your energy. Set boundaries. And if necessary, walk away. If this message opened your eyes, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might need to hear it. Stay aware, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.